Hello, welcome to Math with Mr. Dobrescu, to the rescue. Let's continue with end of the year assessment review, question 10. Which is an irrational number? Okay, irrational. Let's take a look at A, 3 over 17 because it cannot be rewritten as an integer. Okay, 3 over 17 is actually a rational number, but we are looking for irrational number, so this cannot be the answer. Okay, let's take a look at B. Negative 6 because it is less than 0. Again, negative 6 is a rational number, so it's not an irrational, so cannot be not an irrational number because negative 6 can be written as negative 6 over 1. Okay, square root of 13 because it cannot be expressed as either terminating or repeating decimal. And again, we've learned it in the previous video that square root of 13 is actually an irrational number because 13 cannot come out of the square root. 13 is not a perfect square. So 13 cannot come out of the square root, and therefore square root of 13 is an irrational number. Let's take a look at D. 0.2971 with the bar at the top. This means that 71 repeats. That's why we had to put a bar at the top. So this is called a repeating decimal, right? Because it's a repeating decimal, but because it's a repeating decimal, this is a rational, not irrational. So remember, irrational numbers are non-terminating and non-repeating, okay? But in this case, it's a repeating decimal, so D cannot be the answer. And of course, there are many other irrational numbers like pi, Euler's number, and so forth. We learned it in the previous video. But again, pay attention to these numbers who cannot come out of the square root. Very important. Lots of problems on a multiple choice, they have this type of answers. A square root of a number that's not a perfect square, and it cannot come out of the square root. So remember that. Square root of 13 or square root of 2, square root of 11, and so forth. Those are numbers that cannot come out of the square root, therefore they are irrational numbers. Thank you all so much for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned for question number 11. All the best to you.